Hi guys, I'll be going through an intermediate Leetcode question. It's palindrome. It has come out for a few interviews, so it's good to know how to answer this. So I'll read the question.
Write a function called isPalindrome that accepts a single string argument and then returns true or false depending on whether or not the string is a palindrome. A palindrome is a word or phrase that are the same backwards and forwards. Casing the spaces are not included when considering whether or not a string is a palindrome. If the length of the string is 0 or 1, return true.
Okay, this question seems a bit long and I even got a sentence wrong, and it's totally okay if that happens in an interview. Just read it again. So I'll just go through the conditions and write them down in the pseudo-code. So I'll read through again and I'll write down the pseudo-code. So write a function called isPalindrome that accepts a single string argument. Okay, so that's definitely my first condition. So I'll write a function, write function, and then name with the name it is palindrome, and then next one, it should accept the single string argument, and then returns true or false depending on whether or not the string is a palindrome. So returns true or false whether or not the string is a palindrome. So in case you didn't know what a palindrome is, it's really nice that they told you or told me that what a palindrome is. So a palindrome is a phrase or word that is the same forward or backwards. If you still don't understand even after reading this, you can read the example. So SEI rocks is false. So forward and backward is different. SEK. So this is not a palindrome. However, this is a palindrome, RROOT. So casing and spaces are not included when considering whether or not a string is palindrome. So, yep, this is another condition. So the fourth condition would be read from front or read from back equals gives same word. I guess that's what they're saying when they say it's a palindrome. And then the next one will be casings and spaces are not included when considering whether or not a string is a palindrome. When they say casing, it means uppercase or lowercase, I believe. So we don't care about uppercase and lowercase, so don't care about uppercase or lowercase. And then 6, spaces are not included, so don't care about spaces. And then if the length of the string is 0 or 1, return true. So if string is length 0 or 1, return true. Okay, so I've written the pseudo-code, so I'll similarly write it in JavaScript and Python. So the first condition is, number 1, write the function and name it is palindrome. So I'll just write a function, and similarly I'll write an arrow function. So const is palindrome. So this is the function that I've written. In Python, it would look like this. Write a function name is palindrome. So I'll just define this palindrome. And then, as mentioned previously, for Python, if you don't state anything, it will give an indentation error. So I just write a console log, just to, instead of hi, maybe I'll just say, this works. And also for this, to check if the function works, I'll just print it, this works. And I will execute it. I always check, because sometimes if you don't check, right, you might be running your file in the wrong terminal or something, and then you just like be panicking and stuff, and then actually it's not that your code is not working, but actually you're not running the correct file. So I'll run isPalindrome in my JavaScript file, and then you can tell my file is here, the name of my file is this, and then I'll also execute my function in my Python file. In JavaScript, to run a JavaScript file, you can do it by node, which is by this way, by writing node and then write javascript.js, which is the name of my file. So it's node and the name of your file. and then you enter, it will then execute. So my function that I've written has executed, and it works. This works. Another way to execute a function is to use nodemon, and it's similar. It's just instead of using node, you use nodemon, and the difference is nodemon will keep running and refreshing on its own. If you have not downloaded nodemon, you can download it globally on your computer, and you can do it by just doing this, typing and writing this this command, and then you'll get nodemon in the whole of your computer for a long time lah. So I've done a check with JavaScript, so I'll just run nodemon to make sure that it works, and then I'll do the same with Python. For Python, I use Python 3. Some of the computers use Python and it also works. So if it doesn't work when you write Python, right, and then the file name, which for me, my file name is called python.py. It works for Python and it also works for Python 3. It depends on your computer. So both my functions work. This has been completed. The next one would be it should accept a single string argument. So number 2 would be accept a single string argument. So as mentioned previously, an argument will be whatever that's inside here. So I'll just write any name that I like. It can be string, it can also be str, it can also be x. But to make it more intuitive, I'll just write it str. And so since I'm able to get this value, right, why not use it? So I'll just console log this string. So to see if I can get the value, I'll just write a string and then I'll put maybe hi, and let's see if it works. It does. So I'm able to write a single argument and also console log it. Let's do so for Python. So in Python, I also want to have a string and an argument, and I name it string, and then I'll print the string. So similarly, something went wrong. Aha, here I forgot to put the string, so I'll just put hello. Yes, this works, and then hello. So both my function is working and I've completed the second condition. Single string argument, done. So it returns true or false, depending on whether or not the string is palindrome. So as you realize, right, the palindrome check seems to be quite complex. So if it's complex, right, I'll usually try to skip and go to other conditions that I think it's easier. So returns true or false based on palindrome is like the 3 and 4 conditions. So I skip first. I continue on. Don't care about uppercase or lowercase. So if I don't care, I just make it all lowercase lor, and then compare it based on lowercase, correct? Alternatively, you can do uppercase also, so I'll just choose lowercase. So let me erase this console log because I know now my function does work. So, and then I also know that my string, I can get the string, so I'll erase this too. Oh no, Python will throw me an error now, but I'll just ignore it for now. In the JavaScript code, I will change everything to be lowercase. So I will use the whatever that I got and to lowercase. So my string is now lowercase. So this is what I'll be using to do my checks and whatever. So I'll just name it lowercase string so that I can console log it lah, to just show you that I actually did lowercase my string. So I'll put, for example, hi, this is Faith. And then if I were to console log, what should come out is all lowercase, this is Faith. Hi, this is Faith. So this is the lowercase. Similarly for Python, I would take my string and then lowercase it. So you'll see the difference in syntax right now. I believe this is how you lower the string. I may be wrong because it's been some time since I lowercase. So let's print this. Is it lowercase? I'm not sure. Let's double check. Hello. This is faith. I hope it's correct, fingers crossed. Oh no, wrong. So when in the interview, right, you might forget and everything. It's okay to Google. So I'm gonna Google how to lower case in Python. String in Python. Excuse my caps lock. So lowercase in Python. Use the lower method to convert a string to lowercase. Lower. Didn't I use it? Why didn't it work? Okay. Here they declared the value. Let's try it. Let's try dot lower. I think this would work. Okay, it works. Sorry, technical difficulties, but okay. So we now know that lower does not work and it's okay to try an error. So dot lower. So I've achieved my next condition, which is condition 5. So condition 5 has completed. Don't care about upper or lower case. If I convert all to lowercase, right, it means that I'm doing my comparison all in lowercase. So I don't really care whether it's lowercase or uppercase. So I've completed condition number 5, which is don't care about uppercase or lowercase. Okay, so I've completed 3 out of 7. The next one would be don't care about spaces. This would be a bit more complicated, so skip. Next, 7. If string is length 0 or 1, return true. Okay, this seems easy. I just need to check if the string length is 0 or 1 and then return true. But then remember, they don't care about spaces, so it means the trailing spaces, but there is spaces at the end and the front should be removed. So in order to make sure that I check the length accurately, right, and don't consider like, you know, the string like space. If this is also considered a string of length like 5, right? But I don't want that, right, because they don't really care about spaces. So what I have to do is I have to trim first. So trim meaning removing the front spaces and back spaces. So if everything is spaces, they'll just remove everything. So in JavaScript, it's called trim, I believe. So I will let trimmed string be lowercase string dot trim. Okay, let's double confirm that my string now have no spaces. So let me add a lot of space at the front and at the back. It should just return me, hi, this is fifth, without all the empty spaces. What? Okay, let's check. Hi, this is fifth. Let's double confirm that this is the correct one. Yes, you see, it trimmed away. So after it trimmed, then we check about the spaces. I haven't considered like the spaces in between yet, but let's do that later lah, okay? We care more about the spaces and length in the front and the back first. So similarly for Python, I kind of forgot how to do trim in Python. So we ask our trusty Google JavaScript .trim in Python. So in JavaScript is used as trim also, but I mean in Python it's used as trim also. Is it? Wait a minute. No, it's not. Python strip. Yeah, let's just wing it. Trimmed string. Winging it right now. So lowercase string dot trim. Hope this worked. Pray to God. Okay, trim. Okay, let's double check to see if does not work. Trim. They're asking me to strip it. Okay, let's try the strip. See whether it's really strip or not. Oh, is it really strip? I don't think so. Let's double check. Don't think it's strip. So, don't know why they asked me to strip suddenly. What does strip do? Removes any leading and trailing white space. So, let's see. Banana. Okay, let's print only X to double check that it actually does what it's like doing. Run. Banana. There's no front and back, so strip is really what we're looking for. Okay, so I've achieved it. I have removed spaces from the front and the back, from both in JavaScript and in Python. So now let's check the length. If the length is 0 or 1, return true. So now I need to check the length. So if trim.string.length is 0 or 1, so lesser, okay, no, have to be equals 0 or trim string length is equals to 1, then I have to return true. So let's see what it returns. So right now it will just console log the trim string, but I don't want the console log the string. I want to return true. So if I return right, it means this thing will become the value, whether true or maybe false. If don't return true, it means return false, right? So I write return false. So this will either return true or false, but I won't know anything. It won't actually show anything if you realize. If you see I save, I'll do notebond again. It doesn't return me anything because, it doesn't show me anything because I'm returning something, but I'm not console logging. So I need to console log the return to actually see what it is. So it returns me false, and it's because this string length is not 0 or 1. Let's try if it's 0. My string length is 0. Hope it returns true. Fingers crossed. It's true. So my check does work. So let's now try if it's like this. Is it still true? Yes, it's true. So when I trim, it worked and it removed all the empty spaces, and then it does my check. So I have completed, don't care about lowercase and uppercase, and I check if string is length 0 or 1, it returns true. So I've completed all these. Now let's check for Python. So similarly, I have to check if length of trimmed string is equals to 0 or length of trimmed string is equal to 1, return true. Look at how the different syntaxes. This one got extra brackets and this one don't have. So I would say Python is easier to write. Just write Python lah. Okay, so this is the same thing. I remove the print and I print my result. Let's see if this returns true or false. Pray to God, it returns false. It does, it returns false. And then now I want to check if length is 0, it returns false also. Why return true? Let's see if length equals true or oh, it returns true. Correct. Almost thought that I was wrong. I was correct. Okay, now let's try if it's equals to string length 1 space. It's supposed to return true. Yes. What if it's very long but it's all empty strings? Will it return true? Moment of truth. True. So my solution actually works. So you see, this works. isPalindrome should return true. So let's do exactly as the example. isPalindrome should return true, should return true. Double check again, Control save. True. True. Okay, so now I've completed this. I've completed this. I've completed this. I completed this here. And a bit of this, but let's not, let's try to skip. I'll do the way in which I feel is easier for you to understand, so it might not be the most efficient. I'll post an efficient answer also, but let's just go through it together. So, returns true or false, read front and from back gives the same word. Don't care about spaces. So if we don't care about spaces, it means they want me to remove all these spaces here. Okay, I got it. So don't care about spaces. So let's do number 6 now. Don't care about spaces. So for me, I would think that if I don't want to care about spaces, I would remove it quite early on. So I will probably try to remove cases here. So let removed spaces string equals string. Maybe I would first split it join it based on this. Join it based on these spaces. No, I will split based on spaces, and then I will then join it back in together with nothing inside. So I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but I assume that what I'm doing is that I'm splitting up the string into an array based on spaces. So it will become like this would become will look like this. Nut for a jar of tuna. Damn, that was long to type. But I hope when I do the split, it gives me this. And then join, right? I hope I'm correct in my definition, would be to join back everything and then join back with nothing in between. So then it will become this with no spaces. And then I can do my comparison because I don't really care about like spaces. That's what they're asking me to do lah. Don't care about spaces. Okay, so although I hope it is, I always want to double check in code. So I will console log this just to be very sure. I am very kiasu. So here, console log a nut for a jar of tuna. Yay, it returned me. Also, you see undefined, and don't be alarmed, it's because I returned nothing. If I were to return this string, I will also get 2 of this line. So yay, my split and join did work. Not the most efficient, but it works. So let's move along. So now I have am able to get this right. Do I really need this trim? Because won't it like split based on this and then join based on this? So let's see. Let me add like multiple spaces in the front and the back, and let's see if my remove spaces string is still the same. Oh, they really removed the front and back spaces. They split based on this. So now I know that I don't need this trim. So yay, I have completed don't care about spaces. So I've done so for JavaScript. So now let's try in Python. Okay, how can I do so in Python? I kind of forgot, but I believe, right, in Python there's even a simpler code than this. So let's check. Python remove spaces from string. Removing leading using strip 脱掉, and then remove all spaces using replace. Damn, I love Python. So s.replace space with nothing. So let's do it. So instead of using strip, I'll just write remove, or maybe I'll just write no space string lower case string. Okay, this is very ugly naming, but let's go with it because it helps you understand better. So replace spaces with nothing. So no lowercase string. So just to check, let me print this no lowercase string and then use the same string that I use for JavaScript. Okay, let's go. Let's check if it works. A nut for a jam of tuna. Yay, it works. Also, if you realized, okay, I'm jumping here and there, but in case you realize here I still got caps lock, right? It's because I didn't use my lowercase string when I split and join. So let's just use the lowercase string. It's okay to realize your mistake after that. So it's okay, we got it. It's now both giving the same answer. Again, returning none because here I return none, but if I were to return this, it will be a nut for jam, a jar of jam of tuna times 2. So yay, I've also completed number 6 and 7. Okay, I forgot to add the comments here. So I'll just add them in. I've completed 6 and I've completed 7. So I'll also uncomment this and be able to use it, but just to take note, because I added in a new variable, right? We better use the new variable. So I check if my remove spaces string length is 0 or length is 1 and returns true, and then I'll return the result, return false. If not true, is false. So erase this, and then I'll uncomment the code that actually worked just now, and I'll use the new variable here. Okay, so this should work. I just haven't checked the most important thing, the palindrome, but it's okay. Let's see if it returns true or false based on length. So it now returns true or false. False, because definitely not a palindrome. This one also false, because definitely not a palindrome. Not a palindrome. Definitely not length 0 or length 1. Sorry for confusing you. Okay, so now we will check the palindrome part. So the palindrome part is to check from forward to backwards if it's the same. Okay. How can I do this? So I were to think that if I forwards and backwards is the same, I would just compare the reverse string, right? So this first check, I would check first because it's easier to return, right? I'll do another check. If the string, and I'll just write in terms of pseudocode. If string is same as reversed string, return true, because it's a palindrome. So let me get the reversed string. So let reversed string equals remove space string dot reverse. Does this work? Let's see. I'm not sure. Most of the time it's trial and error. So let's console.log reversed string. Does it tell me it's reversed or not? Okay, reversed is not a function. I'm not so smart after all. So how to reverse a string in JavaScript? 3 ways to reverse. It's okay, I only need to know one. So reverse string, reverse string, reverse string, hello, return string. What? So I can split first and then reverse and then join back. Okay. I guess this works. Second solution looks too long. All the other solutions look too long, so let's try the first solution, which is to split, then reverse, then join back. The reason is first you split it, then you reverse it, and then you put it back together. Maybe I'm a little bit smart because I did do the reverse, but reverse only works for an array, sadly. So let's go back here and do reverse string would be, I'll just paste it here, split, reverse, then join. So split, reverse, then join. Let's see if it works. A nut for a jam of jar. Redo. A nut for a jam of jar. Reverse string. It didn't reverse. A nut for a jam of tuna. Oh, it actually did reverse. It's because it's a palindrome. Okay, let's do something else. Let's use this. SCI rocks. Scories. Okay, it does reverse. So now if I have gotten the reverse string, right, now I just need to check if my string, which is the here, the new one, is equals to the reverse string. Let me remove this. If it's the same, then I return true. Because if it's the same, it's a palindrome. So it returns false because it's not a palindrome. So then after I get my solution, right, I will always try to use all the examples. But first, let's see if we met all the conditions. So we did 1, 2, 3, and 4 is missing. Return true or false. Yes, I did that. I did all of that. So I've completed everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, done. So I've completed all the conditions. Now is to check that I have met all the examples and I can get all the correct answers. Let's just like copy and paste it here and then see if I get all the correct answers. But to tell if I get the correct answers, right, I need to console log all the results. So let's do a hack. I would press I believe for Mac is you click down and you click option and then you can multiple select. So I'll just multiple select and then I write console.log. Sorry to those that are using Windows. I'm not sure how to do it in Windows, but this is how I do it in JavaScript. So it's supposed to return false, true, 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 false, true, true, true. Sugoi, I completed is palindrome. It has been 33 minutes. I hope you have not slept yet. Okay, so now for Python, I am gonna do the same thing, which is to reverse the string and then do the check. So after doing this, I would check if string is same as reverse string, and then if yes, then return true. Okay, so how to do check? For Python, the reverse I think is much simpler. So let's search reverse Python string. I swear, right, you'll realize that like Python is so much easier. Look at these. Reverse Python string, just do this. There's no built-in function. The fastest way is to use the slice and backwards. There's no such thing in JavaScript. I don't think there is. You can go try. Oh, but this is reversing the string. So reversed string is this, no space, this. So I just want to double check that my reverse string is really, it works. So I'll just use SCI rocks because we know a nut is whatever is actually a palindrome. So this should scories, it really does reverse it for me. So now I do the check. If string must of course compare the one that after you did some data manipulation is equal to reversed string return true because it's a palindrome. Okay, let's see. It's not a palindrome. Okay, let's do for all the rest of the examples now. So option and then click the value, click, and then I write print. And then because commenting in Python is different from JavaScript, so I cannot write this, it will throw me error. I'll just add in all the closing brackets for the print. Okay, print. Let's remove this scaries thing. It's probably gonna confuse you. So it's supposed to return false, false, true, true, true. False, false, true, true, true. Why got two false? Hey. Oh, I did 2 SCI logs. Okay, so it's false, true, true, true. False, true, true, true. Yay, I completed it both in JavaScript and Python. That's it for me today. I hope this is not too long for you, but I hope this helped you go through the question with me. In the interview, I will also do it like that. Of course, not in 2 languages, but you get my drift. I'll do it in a way that works, and then after that I'll explain that, like, you know, it's not as efficient or whatever. But so far now we will not go through that about like time complexity and stuff, because that's very confusing. Let's just try to get this question done. So yep, yay.